Hey everybody, this is Ryan.
This is Bethany.
And welcome to our next episode of Pounds and Inches, our weight loss health-based video review series. This is episode 424.
And 158.
Which represents my pounds currently.
And my inches.
Alright, so if you want to learn more about that, what I'm talking about, go ahead and check out our first review, which was on Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and we explain what we're talking about and why we're losing weight and why it's part of our review series.
But now that we got that out of the way, we're going to slow down and talk about these games.
Alright, so today we're talking about In a Pickle. This is a family party game kind of using words. Words is the main mechanism and all the gameplay that goes with that.
Yeah, and Ryan was able to pick this up at one of his Goodwill ventures. Side note, whenever we're anywhere, he has to stop in Goodwill to see if there's any games there.
I love thrifting for games.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a non-mass market game, even if it's one I haven't heard of before, if it's by a publisher that's not it's a publisher that I've heard of that's not, one of the mass market ones, it's worth a gamble.
Yeah. And you saw that this was published by Game Right, so picked it up.
All right, so In a Pickle, basically you are putting words inside of other words. So an example might be, you have an advertisement, that's the card that you have, and you put it in a magazine. So now magazine is the top word. You might put the magazine in the mail. So that's kind of what you're doing in this game. You have a hand of 5 cards, and you're going around the table putting words inside of other words. Might not be very literal like that. It might be more play on words, like left field is in a pickle, using kind of the baseball metaphor. Or rather than physically being in something, you can the world is something that's very hard to put inside of something. The world, you might be able to find it in the encyclopedia. So that's kind of the kind of words you might play.
So players go around putting words in the different stacks until one stack reaches 4 different words. And when that happens, the pickle round starts.
So in a pickle round, basically you have the cards you have in your hand, and you go around playing them. You don't redraw cards until one person fails to come up with a good reason that something can fit inside of something else. So not as all the words fit as neatly in my examples. For instance, you might have just these crazy combinations.
Like putting a blimp in vitamin C.
So that kind of thing happens all the time. You've just got weird words. You've got to figure out how make an argument, make some kind of a story up to where how this strange word fits inside of this other strange word.
Yeah. Overall, this isn't a bad game. It's just definitely not one of my favorites.
I mean, it's a great game for getting people around the table, having a laugh. This is good for people who don't normally play games. This is something that people, hey, you guys play board games? We should play games sometime. This would be the kind of setting that would be great for that.
It's also good for people who like to play games but care more about socializing at game nights than actually playing games.
Yeah, and it does have the cool mechanism of using that word, that creative word flow, and trying to come up with that argument, that a certain exercise of fitting something inside of something else. It's creative and that's fun. There's always a laugh to be had. That's one of the best parts about this game is we never play it without laughing.
Yeah, in the game's defense, I think I've had a good gut laugh every single time I've played.
Yeah, so this is not something that we play regularly. This is not something that we will ever pull off the shelf willingly when we're with our normal strategy gamers. But if someone requests it, we're always happy to pull off the shelf and play it, have a laugh. Alright, so in this game, you're going to get cards, just lots and lots of cards. That's what the whole game is what it's driven by, and that's all it is just cards. The price point, I think, came in at...
It came in at $12.95.
Yes, that's the MSRP. I think that's fair.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so all in all, this is not a game we play often, not a game that we will pull off the shelf regularly, but every time we do, we have a good laugh. If you have people in your life that want to play games, but that aren't deep strategy thinkers, or at least want something that's a little lighter on the lighter side, a little more social, give it a try.
Yeah, it will probably stay on our shelf for a while.
Yeah, it gets requested more often than we would probably like,
yeah.
to be honest. But hey, it's good for a laugh. Thanks again for checking us out. I'll keep on following us, leave us feedback. We're happy to hear from you guys, and have a great one.
Bye.